If you are joining me for the first time, please remember to click subscription button and hit that notification bell to be the first person to receive the video that will be produced by Davi-tech-media. Davi-tech-media, updating you. Davi-tech-media, subscribe to Davi-tech-media. Hey friends, welcome to Davi-tech-media, your number one news channel. I'm your host and producer, David. If you're really joining me for the first time, please don't forget to click that subscription button and that notification bell. Thank you for tuning in at Davi-tech-media. Remember, this is the channel that will produce news, trending videos, political news, gospel music, as well as entertainment. Today's update, please take a look at this video. Watch.
They can command a lot of respect to their chickens they keep in their hen houses, not people in Zambia. People in Zambia now are wise. People in Zambia now, they're not going to vote for you because you know how to speak or lie. People in Zambia, they are going to vote on you based on the substance which is in your head. They are going to vote on you based on your ability to have worked out a clear, transparent life full of integrity. So we are not here to try to create a monster of a country that which fails to carry out its jurisdiction and duties. So we are saying Drug Enforcement Commission has to also put its house in order, because look, others of these people that are also promoted in an institution like here, if you are still studying towards a degree, you cannot use it to claim that you have to demand for a change of your status in the organization. So in other institutions like Drug Enforcement Commission, it should not be used. It should be the last institution where such illegalities are promoted or thought of ever. As a youth leader, I would be glad to also with the Drug Enforcement Commission. Of course, we would have worked under very difficult conditions. Yes, but as it stands right now, we are looking for a Drug Enforcement Commission that which will not be able to take a case to imbalance the new Dawn government or new Dawn administration, or to let down the expectations of the Zambian citizens. As citizens, we hold all.
But the change that they wanted was a necessity, and it just has to be made. And so when they did that, they did expect that the UPND administration, when it comes into office, was going to root out all these, bad eggs in government positions, despite hurting the pocket, which is the treasury. And now they're saying that there's been some sort of reluctance, and maybe that is why we are having such a situation where we've got people in these institutions, but cases cannot just move because the system itself is clogged up. How quick do you think that the UPND government, now from a party perspective, but then the UPND government, how do you think, is there a plan maybe at party level that has been proposed to the government?
Well, your question is long-winded. However, I'll try by all means to break it into
I gave you a bit of a background.
Yeah. The expectations of the Zambian people were based on decency in service delivery and freedom, respect for human rights, and to have a competitive business environment that which is not ascribed to political patronage. All these people that we have seen making noise about politics right now in the opposition, most of them, if you look at their character, their lifestyles, they are people that you can prove to say they are Wamushani Nawari. Even their body, stature, structure, tells you that without food, they can faint in the next couple of hours. So as far as we are concerned, we are not being disrespectful to anybody, but we are speaking facts as they are with due respect. So from where we stand, there is no hatred to the pocket whatsoever, especially that Ubomba Mwibara, Aleria Mwibara. Yes. One who works in the field was eating in the field, and that was was no money in the coffer whatsoever to prove to a point that this country was on a path of self-destruction because the people that had pledged allegiance to serve the constitution and the people of Zambia, they did not mean well. They meant to serve themselves and their families to the well-being of their abilities, and they did so. We proved it by having to see pronouncements of a lot of projects, road projects, that which were out of proportion, that which were not normal. So as far as we are concerned, it could be outrageous and in the bad interest of the unity, that which as United Party for National Development, the unity of the nation. It's a backdrop. If at all we are to start arguing about saying no, money even in the former ruling party was only in about 9 characters, 9 people's pockets. So do we want to run such a country? No. We want you, if you know of a certain other service other than being a journalist, a professional journalist, we want you to make money. We want you to compete with Trevor, who is a farmer, by joining the SME, by using the money that is given as Zambia Development Agency or CEC to do things that which are going to benefit your society and your community. Unlike what we are seeing, where you are given money, other people are going, instead of supplying genuine medicines, they go and get the expired drugs, they go and buy flats, they go and buy Porsche vehicles. Yes, it is very, very painful to realize that if people can start saying or demonizing the UPND government that we do not have the money, the expectations were high. I can't blame them. My expectations too are matching the expectations, and the levels of excitement are matched. So I'm not going to expect more when I've not done enough. So the information levels, the kind of civil service that which we have had in the country, the work culture around the many business entities, we will need to also revisit it, because you realize that certain people that are tasked to do certain duties are inclined, or they are slaves of the kleptomaniacs or the thieves.
The Zambian people, when they made that decision, were expectant of a number of things, and amongst the things was a fair environment where businesses can, operate freely. I bring in this conversation, there were those that were against the United Party for National Development agenda and were on the other side. And because it's an election and there has to be one, winner, there was the UPND that was declared as the winner of the election on the overall basis. At the end of it all, President Mwiinde UPND remains president for the UPND, for the PS, for the PF, for the HEP, for DP, for every other Zambian that's in this country. Now, in Joma, there's a story that you hinted on. There is a gentleman, Kevin Bewe, who owns a business there, and we are told his business was closed down by alleged UPND members together with a councillor of that area, and this was to say this man, the owner of this business, did not want to display President Mwiinde UPND's portrait, and that he had a portrait before which he teared up. The manager there said, that is all lies, that's never been the case. What is your statement with regards to the happenings in Joma?
First of all, in 2018, we are guided by history. In 2018, the District Commissioner for Copper Belt, Bino Mpundu, I think he had some issues with people that were not displaying the picture and portrait of the president. And in by the legal experts. They advised that there was no provision in the constitution where not having displayed or having displayed had certain repercussions or penalties. But what is disheartening is that when people remind you and when people want to work with you, we all have a history and a trail. We have survived in many governments, and we have also managed to come this far out of discipline and ability, the resilience, the ability to also be able to take other views of people. So there are two sides there. In as much as not having a presidential portrait cannot make him go to jail, but the act of him having torn one or lifted one off the one, said, I don't want this picture here. There was all title deed in this country is given in the trust of the head of state. Yes, and it is not written the name of the head of state. So right now, look, our interactions must go beyond political affiliation. In short, meaning because upuba, stimadia is yes, upuba, where a man wants to continue championing and standing out as a person who is in charge, a person who is, there's no one, just as all fingers are not equal, except maybe Queen Elizabeth and her family, those who were born to be in that loyal family, that are going to forever enjoy that privilege of status. Even me as a politician, I must be mindful of the fact that at some day in life, I have to put my gloves on the wall, allow Philip Simbai, allow Sue to take over from where I've ended. To say, no, these are the politics that which Mwiinde showed us. We must be able to groom others. Being an MCC member or National Management Committee member with a spirit of division is faith without works. So as far as I'm concerned, I'm advising my brother Davi-tech-media. He's praying from the urinary part of the scorpion, Choma. Choma is a stronghold of the UPND. So if you feel and think that people of Choma have tolerated you, and the people of Choma are weak, and you want to start implicating our youths in this whole saga where you yourself were seen. Remember, we all work with people. Yes, we all work with people, whether we like it or not. You never know who you are with when you are uttering certain words. So he can also be cited for defamation of character, defamation of the head of state. So we do believe that the institutions of government are very strong and intact. The office of the president, the Zambia police are very strong, and on the ground they are deep-rooted to make sure that the whole truth is brought to the fore and the correct remedial solution is found. Time for politics and time for fighting to gain influence is over. The president now is pushing an agenda that which is nothing else except on the direction of development, youth empowerment, youth employment opportunities. Days are moving. Those enemies of progress like Kebimbewe who want to demonize the people, who want to say, yes, we appreciate that if you're running a business like the Bonias, you run a franchise. It is not a business that which has employed 1,000 people. It's a business that which even me, a farmer, I have more workers than him. I can boast that. Yes. So as far as we are talking development in this country, we must also respect the heads of state. The same way we respected the President Edgar Chagwa, in former President Edgar Chagwa, in my political life and the political lives of my other colleagues that I've moved with around the country. We have found the Kitenge materials, we have found the portraits of the PF, even in places they were not supposed to be. I have been here on movie TV when we were in opposition. I told you and the other people, including our comrade Chifukuro, who is now at Prime TV, I said, we have a very big billboard near our youth command center for President Edgar, and we are restraining ourselves. Between our command center was sandwiched by a billboard for HH, for our current president, His Excellency Hagende Ichirema. The PF came with audacity, put down the billboard for our president. And we are watching there on the eastern end, we are watching their billboard to make sure that nobody vandalized it. We were restraining our youths, not that we were cowards. And that level of restraint, the head of state has further demonstrated it to make sure that the unity, the peace that which we need in this country, because we need the peace, we need the unity before we see development. But we know there are certain elements that want to be making a political mileage, gaining political mileage by bringing pockets of confusion there, pockets of violence there. We as the UPND, we will be able to tolerate up to a certain limit. But now he has, those are praying, he's praying around the most dangerous part of the scorpion. Because like Choma, it's like atugwire kuja kamene katundira ka scorpion. Ni chuzo amene uchita. Because as far as we are concerned, as youth of this country, we are not also going to watch. Me, I'm coming from the political party. Don't mistake me for a government portfolio. As a political leader of the ruling party, we will be able to do everything possible to make sure that your vote, that which you cast, and many other people that are out there, is not demonized, and we don't want to waste our energy to do counterproductive things. We want our head of state to make sure that in whatever is doing, it creates a portfolio of benefit to the youth of this country. Right now, most of these youths, that's why I've not seen them here. They are busy doing registration of their cooperatives. We are following the law to the latter. Look, we are playing an inclusive law. Before I came here, one of the key reasons why I might have delayed, you could be interested to know. I went to meet the mayor of Lusaka. Before meeting the mayor, I was so meant to meet the director, the acting PS at the local government, to get sides, to consult what are the repercussions. The legal council at Lusaka City Council, they have given us their minds, they have given us their brains, their experiences. When we come to sit here, when we say, I am a mini authority in the office of the youth in politics and mobilization, it means that we have also done our homework by consulting the relevant people. We know that the knowledge we showcase on TV is not my independent view, but the views of many other Zambians. So Zambians won't take it kindly to a person who tears the portraits of their president, because those are issues. Now you hear somebody start saying, no, they have assaulted me. We're not inciting nobody here.
Mr. Mwiinde, don't we have enough, authority that can deal with these matters? Do the UPND members have to take these matters into their own hands? We're now seeing a resurgence of the same acts that the Zambians did not want under the PF, where individual members of the party were taking the law into their own hands. We have enough law enforcement agencies. If such a matter was done, the best thing to have been done would have been to report the matter to the authorities. Don't you think so?
The way the police operate, they deal with the action-oriented activities. If I tell you that in Zakumenyani, police won't take me anywhere. So that man dared the youths by saying, after all, in a speech of President Shams, so the youths felt offended. And even when after he went using the back door and they brought in a big portrait and they put it there, the youths, they were reacting based on his words. So for a portrait of president, that's a business of Dutch Tabwanji. Yes, and they went to report to the town clerk for Choma, Chembo by name, and the youths went to report to the police. The UPND youths would never be able to take the law into their own hands, because if they took the law into their own hands, do you know what would have happened? They would have even broken the building, they would have even been sitting on the counter, getting the chairs, there would have been a myriad of confusion. But under our leadership and under our watch, as leaders of the UPND, we will not tolerate, we will not condone, we will allow citizen arrests. Because that's the way we have been capturing the people that were slapping our people in the videos. That's the way we have been capturing. We will not be overzealous, in short. We want to make sure that our allegiance is to the constitution of this republic, the country Zambia, the country we shall live for others. We are living with the mindset that we will need to live whilst people are clapping on the stage, not when people are booing and murmuring, no.
We had this conversation this morning, and part of the audience that was following the conversation said, this is a petty issue, you're wasting time discussing this issue. But we insisted in discussing this issue because we realized if this issue is left unchecked, there will be more situations, and that action of putting a hold on that business did not only impact that individual, but the few people that you have rightly said he has employed. And if it is left unchecked, there are several other businesses, several other Zambians employed by these people who are not so popular with the UPND that are going to suffer. And there's so little opportunities, job opportunities in this country. Your government has a task to ensure that the more job opportunities are created. But the last thing you want is to reduce on the number of, jobs that are already available or that are given to the Zambian people. After that conversation, a video circulated of a council official in Kasempa that was being harassed by another horde of UPND cadres. For what? For wearing a PF t-shirt. On top, or inside rather, is on top was
Who does that anyway? Who does that?
On top was a uniform, but he wasn't displaying like you, like him. He's got the right to belong to any political party. His t-shirt was inside. The uniform was covering the t-shirt entirely. So the president, Hakainde Hichilema, said, wear your party regalia, belong to any political party, no one is going to harass you for that. But he was harassed. The Minister of Local Government and Rural Development has issued a statement to this effect, and it's the one that's on the screen, condemning the town clerk for Kasempa Council, and he says that he should not have allowed UPND cadres to harass that individual. This behavior by your party cadres, Mr. Mwiinde, is uncalled for. We're going back to the PF days, don't you think so?
My comrade, with all due respect, to compare a stone with water just because a stone is on the riverbed, it's a very big fallacy. As far as we are concerned, the PF's behavior is always stage managed. I pity even people, senior government officials, including myself. I caution myself against warning, because we will not manage to consciously warn the people that know their lifestyle. There is a history to most of these occurrences. I will begin with Kebimbewe. He's the man who marched all the way from southern province. He marched in protest against the sitting head of state, President Hakainde Hichilema, yes, on the baseless issues. Okay, baseless issues, just to try and push, and that, you know how PF was operating. Whoever does a stupid thing, they could go into MCC. So that actually saw him. It was an election, a paging process for him to be promoted. He was promoted into their MCC or Central Committee, if you like it. So later on, we have also seen a lot of people that knew how to insult, that were howling insults at our leadership. They were also promoted. So we want to say, having our mouths sitting at the same position as theirs do, and also having the vocabulary that which and the voice that which can do more damage if we are to start throwing ballistics. Ballistics in terms of negative or abusive language, we can do well, but after all, after those utterances, the public is watching and weighing. There is always a future to what we are doing. Today we may be talking like this. Tomorrow, maybe you will develop your career to a highest level. You will be working in CNN or BBC. The other day, maybe you will be the press aide at the State House. Yes. So we are not doing this only to our own whims. The president was very clear. His Excellency said all business entities and owners must be protected because They are paying taxes to their government, and they are also providing jobs which we much need to be secured for our citizens.
Mr. Mwiinde,
So,
we are
in line with what happened in
this.
Kasempa.
Yes.
Yes, you see, my brother, what happened in Kasempa, there is always a history. And these communities, they don't need me as national management to issue a disciplinary action or to issue a disparaging remark on the people in Kasempa. They have the way they live. They understand each other. So, and one must also watch out. I want to also urge the media, including you, sir, and I also caution myself. One of the key things is that if you have observed the lightning speed under which these news, negative news are coming to the attention of the nation in UPND, the only clear indication that which you get is that the country is still having wrong people sitting in sensitive offices. Okay? Wrong people sitting in sensitive offices because certain cultures and certain habits and activities can be curtailed before they even produce a nuisance to the public. Okay? So we have all these institutions of governance and we have all these conversations being checked by different people. Then you wait for it until when it comes on social media, it connects to you, movie TV, prime television. We are saying those agents of doom, those agents of confusion, well, say goodbye to your father. This time, under the new Dawn government, we want to see sense. We are tired of the negative energies.
But you are fueling this. Should that security officer have worn a UPND t-shirt inside, would he have been chased?
Do you know what is happening, sir?
From the council?
Do you know what is happening? It is the same Zambia where we are living. We used to see people that were working in industries, known industries, he or she is wearing a PF attire, they are working. Me, I went to prison, sir. A person inside prison was allowed to wear a PF attire, but me, I was only wearing a red overall. Okay, in prison, it was a problem with the then prison officers that were dealing with me. The other time, on the 6th of July, 2015, in Ongewin, I was coming to Chimbokaira prison. I was wearing my red overalls. The people they call 16, they hauled me out. No, where did you get this overall? No, you can't be wearing. You are showing it.
That's what the difference the UPND is trying to show. You were right here on this set saying you can't wear Chovala Charity in the city. You're going to be, beaten, hacked, killed. These were statements that were being made right here.
By who?
By yourselves.
Now look at what is happening. You're antagonizing yourself.
No. Now I'm saying this is what you're trying to change. But then in as much as you're trying to change this, how has it become all of a sudden wrong for a member of the public to wear a regalia of their choice?
It's not a member of the public. They are just trying to test the waters. They have been sent. Those are agents of confusion. Those agents of confusion, there is no way you are working for a council. You know very well that you are dealing and trending in waters that which are going to even maybe make you, swallow you up. Then you wear high-heeled shoes, you think you are having a bridge. No, it's not a bridge. You have to create a bridge. The platform that which is there right now, the reality which everybody has to accept and embrace is that, one, people have been told to come out of the markets, and these people are seated doing nothing, watching attentively to any negative deviations. So anyone who is found diverting from the normal norm, how do you expect a person who is working in the council, or even me, to wear a regalia and I'm attending to you? We saw that.
It's inside.
No. Let's respect the offices.
Is it wrong for anyone that is working in the council to belong to a political party of their choice?
It isn't wrong. But look, it hinders the level of efficiency and effectiveness. Anything that which you answer me back, me who doesn't belong to that organization you belong to, I will realize that you are biased. And we will carry, these things have got history from where they are coming from. We don't want to pretend. We don't want to act as if maybe we are doing a comedy. We are servants of the Zambian people. Whoever is doing wrong.
Do you back the action by the UPND cadres?
What do you mean I back the actions? who knows? Maybe the person who was beaten is my brother-in-law. Maybe the person who was beaten is my cousin. Who knows? We don't want any confusion.
So you don't back that.
The language has been straight. Our president, he has given us statements that which does not need a person to scratch his head. He has said he wants sanity in the country, and that's all I dream about. That's all I promote, and there will be no otherwise, and it's non-negotiable.
Mr. Mwiinde, you're speaking it, but we are hoping to see it. The actions that we are seeing so far are not proving to be like what you are saying.
As we are concluding, our president is the only one who, in less than 6 months in his office, he has condemned political violence, and he has called for unity. He has called for citizens to resist any vices that which are wrong. So if you realize that a person was beaten, that some people are going there to fundraise. They are being sent by Nakachinda. I know of some people that went to Kasempa. They are being sent, these are the people who are sent on butane, money across the Zambezi River. They are being sent by Nakachinda to go and test the waters in the UPND strongholds, including whatever is happening in Choma. Those are people that are being arranged by the same people from the former ruling party. We know how their propaganda works.
Thank you very much for tuning in at Davi-tech-media. Remember, Davi-tech-media is the media that shares news, trending videos, political news, gospel music, as well as entertainment. Please don't forget to click that subscription button and that notification bell to be the very first person to receive the video that will be produced and posted by Davi-tech-media. Davi-tech-media, updating you.